We appreciate you showing up to our inaugural OEM renovation. This has been a long time coming, and from lessons learned from Sandy, this is actually the brainchild of OEM, and Mayor Lichtenstein has been our liaison to OEM for many years, and he was able to champion this and get us the money to do it. So thank you, Mayor. It's much appreciated. At this time, I'd like to invite Mayor Ackerman to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Chief. I'm only here for the photo op, so I'm not going to say that much. Mayor Lichtenstein, Committeeman Mayor Lichtenstein is the brainchild behind this, along with you, Chief. And we're just here to cut the checks and to thank everybody for doing the work and smile for the cameras. But one of the things that I've been discussing lately at the committee is that it irks me that things just always look the same. You walk into our building and everything just looks the same. My wife works from home a lot, and she was telling me one time that she feels stale and something's wrong and she doesn't feel productive anymore. So one day when she came home, she found different colored bookcases and a new little laptop, much faster, and a little printer and a see-through desk so that it shouldn't take up as much room in her office. And she sat down and she said, wow, what a difference a little change can make. You know, brighten up a room a little bit, advance technology a little bit. And I always feel like in Lakewood, even though we're making baby steps, but we're not doing enough. So to me, this is a big step forward to help the people who are critical to the safety and the infrastructural safety of the town, to help them do what they have to do. It's really good to see this happen. I really take my hat off to Chief and to Mayor and Committeeman Lichtenstein and everyone else who was involved, Committeeman D'Elia recently. So it's a very nice thing. I also want to thank all the dignitaries who are here. Our own Chief, who's passed to be here, and Chief Berquist, Tom's River, representatives of Tom's, Chief Berquist, Rick, Tom's representatives of Tom's River Police Department, our prosecutor, I see Joe Schloter here from Chris Smith's office, and anyone else I might have missed.
Sean Kane's office.
All right. Gentlemen in the back from Selman King, thank you for coming. Send us something in our regards. And anyone else who's here, our fire commissioners and Committeeman D'Elia and Committeeman Lichtenstein, just want to thank you all for coming, and I'd like to turn it back to the Chief so he can introduce the next speaker.
Thank you, Mayor. This time I'd like to introduce Prosecutor Coronado and say a few words.
I really applaud the Chief. I really applaud the Mayor and Council for being aggressive. When it comes to people's safety, no stone should be left unturned. This is a tremendous step forward, bringing technology into safety, interwoven it. I think what's important here is that this is not an independent facility, meaning that it can tie into the county. Hopefully it can tie in also to both Brick and Tom's River and to the other facilities that currently exist, so that therefore they can communicate, they can talk to each other, and more importantly, save lives, make a difference in saving lives. So this is a tremendous day, something that Lakewood should be very proud of, and we're just glad to be here and participate. So congratulations, Chief. You're an excellent job.
Before we go any further, would you honor us in leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic.
The commitment who's a liaison to emergency services in Lakewood and was largely responsible for this.
Thank you, Chief. And I too want to echo the words of the people that spoke just a few short minutes ago. First of all, I wanted to thank the surrounding towns, the prosecutor's office, and other dignitaries that came out to join us today. So let me give a real quick description of the room that you're sitting in. We were here a little while ago for about 45 minutes where the agencies got to learn a little bit of what happens. And a real quick tour, I can't do it as well as the last people did. In the back, first of all, there's a dispatch room. That dispatch room exactly mirrors what we have in our headquarters in town hall. So in the event of a major event, or if something went wrong at town hall, all our police operations and emergency operations can be run right out of this dispatch room. And actually, we put this to the test when we did some renovations in our dispatch room, so it worked out pretty well. We were dispatching out of here for quite some time. During a large event, the chief, who's also our director of OEM, may decide to split the dispatch resources. You may want to put some dispatch resources at our building and some here. What we also did was, in that dispatch room, we have capabilities for some of our volunteer agencies to dispatch from, so they can be sitting shoulder to shoulder with the police, EMS, and fire dispatchers. This table that you have here on my left, as you can see, many of the different agencies are up on the screen. We always have some empty screens if other agencies, surrounding towns, counties, state, federal feel like they want to join us for whatever reason during an event. And you can sit around a table, and this is where everybody will have access, and described to us before, if you have the right IP phone, you can actually plug in, you can talk to your agency, you can have radio access, you have a computer, and up here on the screens will be all the pertinent information that you may need. Interestingly enough, what we have here, now the screen is off, but what you have here is a system where responders out in the field can actually take their cell phones or iPads with technology, an app that's downloaded, and view the scene, and it will come right up here. And I think we said do 6 at a time. So if there was a major event in town and our first responders were out throughout the town and we were actively operating in OEM over here, we would get real-time feel. So if a fire chief knows there's 2 or 3 fires going on, and he feels that he needs to be able to see all of them, the fire chief could stand here and watch the operations of 3 fires live stream at any time. Some of the little bells and whistles that I think would go a very long way in aiding us during an emergency. When I'm done, we're going to have somebody from Avaya get up and speak for about 10-15 minutes, for those of you who are interested. And we are going to be introducing a new 911 that is going to work in conjunction with this program that we're revealing here today. And you will see some pretty amazing stuff. I believe we will be the first town or municipality in the nation that has this 911, from what I understand. And so actually, for example, and I'll let them explain, if somebody was in trouble and they didn't want to make a phone call, you would be able to text something directly to a 911 dispatcher. Your location would come up, so we would know 123 Main Street, somebody just sent a text to the dispatcher and said, I'm in trouble, I need help. Those kind of things. If somebody, God forbid, is kidnapped and you're in the back of a car and you could go like that and do something on your phone. Domestic violence, all these little things that phones can do when you don't want to talk on them, but you can do texting, video, so on and so forth. Just one of the interesting parts of this Avaya 911, I believe it's called, and I'll let them present. But before we get them to come up here, two more orders of business. Firstly, I want to invite county, any of the surrounding towns, if you ever want to come join us during the training exercise, if you ever want to use this in one of your training exercises, this room, even without the dispatch room, is a good training room. It's available to you. All you need to do is be in touch with the chief, with Sergeant Simone in our police department, and he keeps a schedule of events that go on here. I would ask the mayor, of course, I wanted to officially inaugurate this. I would ask the mayor to come up and join me, and I believe Committeeman Ali is here as well. If we can come up, is Ben here? Yeah. Yeah, Ben, can you help out over there? So we sort of covered the name. And I'll tell you something interesting. Before I was walking by, and Mike D'Elia tells me, he says, oh, I know what it says over there. It says Lichtenstein's deputy coordinator or something. I forgot what he said. But now we're going to find out what it really says. And I asked Mike to join us because he's been involved in emergency services in this town for how many years, Mike?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right.
75.
There are things that mayors can do that nobody even knows about.
We have to do this the way it is. And I present to you the name of our new Lakewood Township OEM Center. he thought his family came because there was free food. Now you know why they came, Mike. Free food. Congratulations, Mike.
I don't know what to say. Honestly, usually I have something to say. I have nothing to say.
Surprise.
Yeah. Yes, dear. Did you know?
Well deserved, Michael.
Mike, congratulations.
And then, yeah,
On behalf of the whole
I thought
committee.
it was going to be your name.
I finally got him to cry.
I know, all those harsh lines never got it.
Be able to see as it happens. I guess it will take a few minutes, or it has to be. There you go. Now you're on. Smile. You're on camera, right? That's yours. And if I could ask, is it Mark? From Avaya? Mark. If I can ask Mark from Avaya 911 to explain our new 911 system.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mark Fletcher. I'm the Chief Architect for Public Safety Communications Solutions at Avaya. Avaya is a global telecommunications company. We provide telephone systems, communication backends, data networks. So what we've done is we've developed something called iLocate to enable cell phone accuracy. What happened to my... That was there. Okay. So the problem is, most people don't understand how 911 works. 911 actually, in the 911 network, routes off of caller ID on the device. There we go. Just like me. Too many cooks in the kitchen. So the problem is that the telephone number is used to route the call to the appropriate center, and that telephone number is used to retrieve who the caller is. Now, while that might work for our home telephones, once we became mobile with cellular devices, the phone number stopped the location. I can be anywhere. I can have multiple devices, especially when we deal with commercial telephone systems and so forth. So the problem is there is a major flaw in the 911 network in that that phone number is used to relate to a location and ultimately an address. And this is why next generation 911 is being developed to fix this gap. So what happens today, there's a lot of common myths. The first one is that the information about location is actually sent from this device. And that doesn't happen. But we believe that because of applications like Google Maps, Uber, and everything else. Another thing is that we believe that this information can be updated in real time. And in fact, it cannot. So when a 911 call is routed from a cellular network, as you're driving down the parkway, from the point that that call first was initiated, that's the location data that's pinned against the call. So as a vehicle is moving down the highway, miles and miles, you might be traveling from one jurisdiction to another. So this is a problem. People believe that the cell phones can provide GPS into the 911 network. And while this device does look at GPS, and it looks at many other things, this device actually knows exactly where it is at a very, very discrete level. But there is no way in the current 911 network that exists anywhere in the country, or anywhere in the world for that matter, to pass that information. The 911 network was built to pass one thing. That's voice. So that's the problem that we are with. So it's really about location awareness. All of this other information that's available and we believe public safety should know exactly where we are. So what we've done to fix that model is we've dealt with location in what we call an over-the-top model. We utilize the main network that exists today to get the call from point A to point B. And then what the iLocate application does, in the center that's here, we're going to look at the caller ID that's come in with the call. We're going to send an SMS message over the top of the network to that device. And if the user has a smartphone, they'll be able to click on the web link on that device. Yes, I agree to share my location, because that's part of the FCC. And what we'll get is a display over on the right-hand side is the map display. So this was a screen capture from me calling from my house today. And if I was to zoom in on that, my main residence and my office at my house is in my detached garage. And just through Google Maps, I'll be able to zoom in and understand that I was in my garage on my phone. That information comes in within seconds. It's extremely accurate. And it's available to any public safety agency, really with no extra equipment that's on the side of you. Now, in addition to this, we pull up this little control panel in the upper left-hand side. And what that is, it's a remote control panel for the phone. This is the dispatcher's view. Hi, my child is choking. Do you know how to do the Heimlich maneuver? What's that? Hang on a second, let me push you an image. And we can send an image down to the device that shows the individual some basic first aid capabilities. How to do the Heimlich maneuver. We can push a video down to the device. Do you know how to do CPR? No, I don't. I'm going to push you a video. Set the phone down and follow the instructions. Or anything else that might be how to stop profuse bleeding. If the caller has information that they're looking to share from, here's an individual that is accosting me, to here's an overturned motor vehicle on the parkway. Here's the hazardous materials sign on the back of a tractor trailer. I don't know what that means, but here's a picture of it. Now we've increased situational awareness. So public safety knows what's going on. Public safety now has eyes on the street. It's crowdsourced public information. Is it 100% accurate every time? No, neither is Google Maps or anything else. But it's, I would say, in the high 90% accurate most of the time. And it's more accurate and it's more immediate than anything else that the center is getting today. And the nice thing about it is there's no application installed on this device. There are a lot of 911 applications that will share information. I've got to have the app, I've got to configure the app, and I've got to have it turned on. The nice thing about iLocate is it's delivered over the top through the web. Works with any smartphone device, works on any cellular network. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Any questions?
When does it go live?
We're in the planning stages right now. We're looking to go live this summer, towards the end of the summer.
And that's here.
And that's here in Lakewood. Lakewood's going to be the first in the country to have this technology.
Is there any way for first responders to actually update a location? So if they get sent to an MBA on New Hampshire and Pine, and they get a little closer, so if they get dispatched from that app and really utilize it in Israel, if they get closer and they realize that it's actually between Pine and Oak Streets, when they get to that location, they can hit it and it will update it in the dispatch system?
So that would be an extension of this application. The first version of this app was meant for the public. There is certainly capabilities that if you have an app on a device, So when you have a first responder, we call that a captured audience. We can expect them to have an application on their device. That application can interact at a very high level. So with this base technology installed here at the center, those apps will have something to talk to. And that's absolutely a future that can be delivered. Great idea.